It is now Friday, May 16th here in Michigan. We just had a busy night last night with several tornadoes and a lot of wind damage across the state of Michigan. We're not done yet, though. We have another severe risk on tap for today. It is not of the same intensity and same scale, but still a risk we got to be talking about here. So, SPC forecast. Let's go ahead and dive into this, make it really quick. We have a good chunk of Michigan in a marginal risk. That's this dark green color. That's level 1 out of 5. So a very low risk there for a isolated storm that becomes severe from Marquette in the UP down toward Gaylord, Alpena, Roscommon, Mount Pleasant, Tri-Cities areas. Further south there, though, across Grand Rapids, Lansing, Flint, Ann Arbor, Jackson, Kalamazoo areas, a level 2 slight risk in effect here from the SPC. Hazards today are going to be primarily damaging winds once again. In the yellow, it is a 15 to 29% chance of damaging winds. In the reddish brown color up here, it is a 5 to 14% chance of damaging winds, and that is within a 25-mile point of your location. So, for example, if you live in Grand Rapids there, you have a 15 to 29% chance of seeing a severe wind gust within a 25-mile point of you. Number 2, large hail concern there. Same areas, same percentages, a 15 to 29% chance there in yellow of seeing a severe hail stone within a 25-mile point of view. Further north there, it is a 5 to 14% chance of that happening. And then for tornadoes, yes, we do have a low-end risk there. It is a 2 to 4% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of your location for south and parts of central Michigan. Going into the Futurecast here, we're not seeing an organized line this time around. That's good. It's a little bit more unorganized for today, but still, we're seeing some pop-up cells here late afternoon, early evening here. Most of the day is going to be dry. We get toward about dinner time, 5, 6 p.m., so about 4 or 5 hours from now, we're seeing these pop-up storms there across the UP. So, for example, 6 o'clock here Eastern, we have some storms up there. They don't look menacing, but they have a good environment to be in. So these are going to push into the lower part of Michigan here. Here's 8 p.m. Here's 9 p.m. We're going to pause it right there. Just some scattered showers, kind of nothing organized into a line like we had last night. More so randomized and scattered in nature. But if I flip this over here to the environment at hand, a very simple way to explain this is overlap your wind shear with your instability. You get a good environment for severe weather. The composite this time around is a lower composite, but still sufficient here across most of lower Michigan. We're getting composites of 1 to as much as 6 or 7 in spots. So it's not a high-end environment like last night, but still an environment that is conducive and can be conducive for severe weather. So that is our concern today. Flipping back over here to that radar, main time frame I'd expect really after 5 p.m. Things may start to ramp up just a bit, but overall concern today is much lower versus last night. We had that pretty intense storm come through. This does not look as organized as that, but still a chance for severe weather. This is at 10 o'clock tonight. Let's go to 11 o'clock here. Actually, start over here. Let's go ahead and hour by hour for the model here. Starting right here, 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Eastern. Here's 6 p.m. Here's 7 p.m. Here's 8 p.m. Here's 9 p.m. Here's 10 p.m. 11 p.m. Midnight tonight. 1. Actually, that's where the model stops. Go flip this back to this model right there. There we go. Here's 1. Here's 2. 3 a.m. 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. So it could be a little bit later of an evening again tonight, but overall, nothing is screaming long, widespread severe weather with this setup. The last model I'll show you here is the NAM3. The NAM3 comes in a little bit more aggressive during the evening hours here with a little bit more in the way of perhaps scattered storm coverage. This is at 10 p.m. tonight on the NAM model here. Here's 11 p.m. A little bit more in the way of intensity with these cells here. Here is midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and by about 3 a.m. it is out of the state. So general speaking here, I think the risk is well placed there from the SPC. Highest risk today, lower part of Michigan, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Flint, pretty much the exact same areas impacted last night from that squall line that came through, but there is a low chance a severe storm may happen further north like Marquette and Gaylord areas. So have ways to receive warnings. As always, we'll be live here, Joel and Drew on the warning desk today for us here at MSC. We'll have you guys covered on the live stream later if need be, but overall, have ways to receive warnings. Just know it's not as high of a concern as it was yesterday, but still a concern that we should be looking at and taking seriously. Late afternoon into the evening hours once again. Stay tuned to the page for updates. I'll be, I've lost train of thought. I'm still tired from last night's stream. So with that said, I'm going to end the video here on a shout out to our sponsor of the day. It is Schneider Commercial Building Solutions. They specialize in commercial roofing across Michigan. So if you need commercial building solutions, get a hold of Schneider, 888-722-7027. And as always, thank you to Schneider for sponsoring our videos and being today's spotlight sponsor here at Michigan Storm Chasers. I will catch you all perhaps, I can't talk. I will catch you all later tonight perhaps for more coverage of severe weather in Michigan. You guys stay safe. Enjoy the warm weather.